3, 2. Waiting for YouTube to receive video signal. Testing the broadcast. Oh my. Did it stop? We are live. Are we though? Record this at the same time. Yeah. All right. So, hopefully this is going up live. Hello, nerds. Thank you for watching Generally Nerdy. I'm attempting to do the news live if this works. Otherwise, you're watching this in post, and it was a failed attempt, but we will try again. Yeah, I didn't load into the streaming software the intro now that I'm looking at all of the things, so we're just gonna have to go straight into it. This is your weekend nerddom. This is a test. And first things first, we are going to jump right into music news. We don't really have a whole lot for music news. I think it's just one piece. Yes, it is just one piece. So, the brothers Oasis, i.e. Noel and Liam Gallagher, right now, publicly, because of all of the coronavirus that's going on, Liam is challenging Noel to do a reunion one-off show as a charity gig to raise funds. It's really vague as to how they're going to raise funds for the coronavirus, but that's kind of what he's been saying to his brother via Twitter and stuff. Is he wants to do a one-off gig for it's a fundraiser. I feel like that would be awesome to see another Oasis gig happen. It'll likely only happen over somewhere in the UK, probably in London. That's all we've got for news, for music news at least. Let's jump into TV streaming, and if you are just now joining, let's try that again. Not just joining. If you're listening to this in post and you're not seeing the video and you're not seeing anything else, you're just listening on one of the podcasts, then my apologies. There are not going to be any edits. This is just going to be me rambling long thing, and all of the mistakes are being left in. So, yeah. We have TV streaming news. We have a couple of updates that are going to be actually quite awesome. So first off, we have Helstrom, the FX Hulu show that is part of the Marvel Universe that we have yet to see how it's going to be tied into the Marvel Universe, the MCU, Disney Plus, all that jazz. It was not halted for the coronavirus. They officially wrapped filming, according to the star Tom Austen. They officially wrapped filming about 2 days ago. So they did not stop because of the coronavirus. Also, in news that was not stopped due to the coronavirus, is the DMZ series that is being directed by Ava DuVernay and starring Rosario Dawson. Their pilot episode finished wrapping just a few days ago as well. They were not put on hold either for the coronavirus. This series is going to HBO Max. This is, again, just the pilot episode that they were filming. When everything started going on lockdown, apparently they had 2 more days left of filming, and so Ava DuVernay made the executive decision. We are not going to shut down. We are going to keep going until we finish this pilot. So whether or not it gets finished in post-production, probably it remains to be seen. Probably not going to happen super soon because everything is shut down. It says it's not streaming. What the heck? Whatever. We're going to just keep going. So, other TV streaming news, and our final piece in TV streaming news is The Mandalorian. Officially announced, Rosario Dawson has been cast for season 2 to play Ahsoka Tano. Uh, Rosario has previously said that she would love to play the character because it has been rumored that she is the one that they want to bring it live action. In The Mandalorian, as far as the timeline goes, Ahsoka Tano, the character of Ahsoka Tano, will be in her 40s, so that kind of makes sense because I'm pretty sure it's about how old Rosario Dawson is. Um, this is just going to be a little bit more fan service, so let's see what Filoni and oh man, words. Let's see what Filoni and Favreau. There we go. Let's see what Filoni and Favreau can do with this character. I mean, Filoni created Ahsoka Tano, but he's been really the only one who's been really in charge of her destiny for a long time. So now he basically has to hand it off to Jon Favreau to get this into live action. So we'll see what Favreau has to offer. That's going to be really, really a lot of fun. So now let's move along into movies, and we have a couple of things to talk about in movies. Not the least of which, I think we got 3 more pieces in movies, just like we did in TV streaming. So movies, we have our first thing is Freddy vs. Jason 2 is apparently still somewhere in the works. So the original screenwriters from the first movie, Damian, Shannon, and Mark Swift, are hopeful that their sequel still might get made. Somebody asked them, well, if you had this was on Twitter, if you had got the ending you wanted with Pinhead, what would the sequel look like? And they said, well, we can't comment on that because we're currently working on that. So, and I'm paraphrasing. That wasn't an exact quote. So it looks like they're going to be throwing Pinhead and the Cenobites into the mix for the sequel to Freddy vs. Jason, should it actually get greenlit and, they find a place that wants to give them money to do this. And that, they can get all of the rights to, because Jason is a really hard one to get rights to right now. Next, we're talking about, this is more coronavirus-related stuff. Next, we're talking about Bloodshot. Bloodshot is getting released on video on demand. Let's not bury the lead. The big part of this is it's getting released on video on demand. There are a host of other movies that are getting out video on demand style much earlier since we talked in the last episode. This one is no exception. The only reason this one is slightly different is because technically it's supposed to stay in theaters for another month or so, and instead they're on March 24th, they will be releasing it on video on demand. Sony has bit the bullet effectively because they only made worldwide box office, they're less than $25 million, and I haven't looked at the numbers yet to see exactly what it costs to make the movie, so I can tell you right now it's definitely more than $25 million. So no price yet on, no word yet rather on price as far as what it's going to cost to rent the movie, though it does look like it is actually not going to be a rental. It is going to be a purchase, if some of my sources are to be believed. And also the $20 price point that we talked about in the last video seems very likely, though again they have not made any definitive announcement on what it's going to cost to stream slash purchase Bloodshot. And then our final piece in movie news is Dune. Legendary Pictures has announced that they are moving the showrunner from the Sisterhood series that is going to be released on, I believe, HBO Max. They're going to take the showrunner, John Spates, from that project, and they are moving him to another Dune-related movie project. A couple of my sources, well, all of my sources are saying it's going to be a sequel to Denis Villeneuve's movie, though it's unannounced. And I believe Denis is getting a trilogy out of this, so it won't be a direct sequel to the Denis Villeneuve Dune movie. It will be, though, related to Dune, so they're keeping it all in house. Denis is also set to direct the very first episode of Dune, The Sisterhood. So it's all about the Bene Gesserit, and it's very it's a very appropriate series to be going up right now. It is also it's also a great choice. I feel like the Bene Gesserit is the best choice for something not directly related to the main Dune storyline, although it still kind of is. Anyway, so yeah, that is what we got there. Next, normally we would be talking gaming, but there isn't anything gaming related really to talk about right now. The Resident Evil 3, the Resident Evil 3 words are just not my thing right now. The demo. Good night. The demo has been released, so you can go download that. As far as other news for gaming goes, it was really not a whole lot to talk about. Fallout 76 is making stuff cheaper and giving things out for free right now. So if you're a 76 player, then by all means go have fun, but that's it. So now we're going to be moving over to comic books, and let's see if I can get this transition to work. Maybe. Hey, this one's gonna take forever to play through. Comic books. We have one update, and it's actually fairly sizable. Oh, of course it's not going to cooperate. Fine, we're just going to transfer back. All right, so comic books, we only have one big update, and it has to do with Free Comic Book Day. So about 3 or 4 days ago, Diamond Distribution, the people who are in charge of Free Comic Book Day, the people who started it years ago, the company that is in charge of basically distribution of all comic books, they made an announcement that they're going to switch Free Comic Book Day into Free Comic Book May. So the entire month of May, they were going to let comic book shops order and continue to sell, quote unquote, because they're free, right? So they were going to allow comic book shops to continue to sell the free comic books throughout the entire month of May, because usually they just get the one shipment of the free comic books, and then once they're gone, they're gone. But they were going to allow shops to do it again throughout the entire month because social distancing. So they were going to, we realized, they said to the shops, we realized that you're not going to be able to have a full shop by any means because of all the coronavirus concerns. So in order to appease that, in order to get everyone used to the idea of social distancing and all of that, this YouTube stream is just not whatever. YouTube streaming has not been my friend for the last couple of days. Anyway, so they said we're going to let you do it for the entire month, from the beginning of May up through the last day of May. And then they said, well, now we're going to do it up through August. You're going to be able to get these books up through the first week of August. And now Free Comic Book Day has been officially postponed entirely. While Diamond reworks how it's going to work this year, later this summer is the only idea for a time frame that they're giving out right now. There have not been any specifics because this just happened yesterday. And then as this develops, we will definitely be talking about it more. Now we are on to the rumor mill, and there we go. Again, trying to pretend like it's a live stream at least. So, rumor mill, we have a fair amount of things, a couple of big things to talk about, I guess, that are all Marvel related. So if you're looking for something other than Marvel in this episode's rumor mill, then you are going to be sorely disappointed. So we have Spider-Man 3 is our first rumor that we're going to be talking about. This may or may not be an old rumor that's just getting new attention because of who is talking about it. So Kevin Smith, on a more recent episode of Fat Man Beyond, I believe actually the most recent episode of Fat Man Beyond, said that he heard that Charlie Cox will be reprising his role as Matt Murdock in the Spider-Man 3 movie, because Spider-Man is going to need a lawyer, and so that was the one that Kevin Smith heard. Now, it has been painfully obvious in watching and listening to that show that oftentimes the rumor mill travels much faster than Kevin Smith or Mark Bernardin can keep track of. So, it is entirely possible and actually more than probable that this is the old rumor that we have already covered. But if this is a new rumor, then is Matt Murdock going to be the lawyer that Spider-Man needs and not Jen Walters? Still remains to be seen. I mean, we very well could get both Daredevil and She-Hulk in this movie. I don't think we're going to, but it is entirely possible. Next rumor on the list has to do with Captain Marvel, and this is actually kind of a culmination of a few rumors. So first, we are hearing that S.W.O.R.D. is going to be a big part of the story for the second Captain Marvel movie. And as a part of that, Carol Danvers will also be putting together the MCU version of the A-Team. This version of the A-Team will feature She-Hulk, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Woman, Mighty Thor, a.k.a. Female Thor, Valkyrie, and Spectrum, which is very likely going to be the Rambo that we see in the first movie, only all grown up, and there's going to be ties to the multiverse of madness and so on and so forth. And then the rumor goes on to imply that the movie will be some sort of cosmic horror in the vein of the Alien franchise by bringing in the Brood into this movie, into the MCU. I think that's a really interesting way to go. That would make the Brood the big villain for this movie. Definitely universe expanding in a very literal sense to do it that way. If that's the direction they go, I can see that being a very successful direction. And then our final piece of rumor, the final piece for this entire episode, has to do with Secret Invasion. This is from the same source that broke the Captain Marvel 2 rumors. This one, though, goes on. It's talking about Secret Invasion Disney Plus series that has been rumored for some time. It claims that the Secret Invasion series will explore a group of Skrull refugees hiding out on Earth who are being pursued by a squadron of Kree sleeper cells led by Yon-Rogg. The remaining members of Star Force as well. So Yon-Rogg and all of Star Force. The main character will be Hulking, a Kree-Skrull hybrid who has taken the identity of Teddy Altman, a normal high school student. Hulking will also cameo in the WandaVision series and will be a major character in the Captain Marvel 2 movies. So you can see why these two rumors came from the same source, because they're very intricately tied together. I feel like this feels a little weak to me, though I can see them wanting to bring back the character of Yon-Rogg. I can see that happening. I just don't know. Going back to the Brood thing, if that's the direction, why would they make the Secret Invasion movie less cosmic? Or Secret Invasion series, I guess, less cosmic than the Captain Marvel movie? It seems like if you're going cosmic, you go cosmic and all things related to it. The X-Men stuff would make sense to not be cosmic, and the Fantastic Four stuff would make sense to not be cosmic, but Secret Invasion is cosmic by definition, so that's kind of why I'm less inclined to believe at least this portion of this rumor. But that's what we've got for rumors, guys. Also, that completes the episode. So what did I miss? What should we talk about in the next one? Let me know in the comments down below. If, though, you want to go deeper into the conversation, then you can jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net. That is the place to get all of the stuff and all of the things. Everything is linked there on generallynerdy.net, all of the social medias and all that. Or you can go directly to the Patreon, patreon.com/generallynerdy, if you want to support the channel. While you are here, though, oh, hey, look. See, this is the thing of trying to do this live. There we go. While you're here, though, don't forget to click one of these two boxes right here below my face to see all of the other stuff that's going on the channel. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ding the bell, thumbs up, all of the notification stuff. And, yeah, I think that's everything. So before we go, guys, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here, and I'm going to get this live stream thing figured out eventually.